you mentioned the minimum wage there is about $250 a week. Did you say?
A month.
A month. All right, $250 a month, which means cost of living down there has got to be pretty dirt cheap, right? So what does it cost somebody to move to Colombia and live there if they're like, man, I want to follow Adam's dream and I want to do what he's doing. I'm a big cigar smoker. Spoiler alert, and sorry to burst your bubble. I hate coffee, so I might be an investor, but I'll never be a client. But you
haven't had good coffee.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get into the tobacco side of the house. I know all the right people in the cigar industry who could give you the same insider tips, and I would be down there, bi-monthly to help test the product. But so if you're in that spot, no debt, no kids, and you got a little bit of entrepreneurial niche, move to Colombia. What does it cost to live down there?
Between my wife and I, we just looked at this a little while ago. We have 3-bed, 3-bath apartment, nice luxury building. We have a farmhouse. She's got the car. I don't want a car here. I gave that up a while ago. But all in costs for kind of our lifestyle, we spend about $4,000 a month.
Wow.
And that's, frankly, hard to do. I mean, you could get by here, cut that in half, especially if you're just a single guy coming down and looking to start something new. Very, very cheap. The dollar continues to get stronger against the peso. It's almost unfair. Like you go to a nice restaurant here that would cost you $1,000 in New York, and it might cost you $60 here.
Yeah.
Without sacrificing, I would say, a material level of quality.
Yeah.
Although I was having trouble finding a good pizza place for a while, but I just found one. So
perfect.
It's cheap.
If I ever make a real move, I have a house in LA and then second home up here in Vegas. If I ever leave, that will be 2 things I will miss: the jiu-jitsu gyms I work out at, and I will miss the food, because you can get world-class dining on just about any corner in LA and any corner in Vegas. So that would be a little tough for me to leave. Obviously, anybody who's ever watched one of these episodes knows I have plenty of issues and complaints and problems with LA. But it's like, I hear stories like this, and I just think to myself, why is any single individual or young couple who lives in LA and can do 90% of their business on the internet, why are they still living there and not heading out to Colombia or Mexico City or Manila or something? Maybe not Manila. They've got worse lockdowns than Los Angeles, but somewhere where it's just so cheap to live. Like if you can make US dollars and spend Colombian pesos, I mean, that's like an arbitrage situation where you just quadruple your net worth or your cash flow overnight.
Yeah. I mean, you also tax wise, I mean, the first $120K that we make is entirely tax free just by living outside the country. So
that for
most people,
from US taxes, if you live outside of the country X amount of months a year, your first 120,000 is completely tax free.
That's right. There's a foreign income tax exclusion. Unfortunately, the gift of being a US citizen is we're taxed on a worldwide basis. If you live outside the country for enough time, you get 108,000 in terms of foreign income exclusion, and then you get the standard 12K deduction or right around there. So you get 120 total, where you're basically living tax free. If you're making that kind of money, 120,000 here in Colombia, just based on if you're spending $2,000 a month, you're doing pretty well.